Hello everyone, welcome to a DSP video. We'll be talking about, obviously, a lot of stuff on his pre-stream. We got some videos in line. If we have time, we'll get into a special video about DSP. DSP had a lot to say, but I want to do this particular video first because these are the ones that I want to talk about the most. Then we'll get to, if you have time, the special one. First off, I want to bring your attention to look at these durations for the pre-stream. Have you guys noticed something? Yeah. They have gotten longer and longer. Before he would usually average like 30 minutes would be the longest. Like usually it would be like 20, 30 minutes, which is like fine. It's whatever. But look at this. 41 minutes. 43 minutes. Like look at all this. 48 minutes. Like, obviously, this is like an hour. There's a reason why it's a fucking hour. It's fucking insane. Look how long these fucking pre-streams are. Like, okay, you go to his Twitch channel, and you're like, oh, I want to watch DSP play Sonic. Oh, he's on his pre-stream, and you're sitting there, and he's just going on and on and on. Look, we'll even go to, Freedom Chat for a second, just to see if he's still talking.
Yeah, but they were GTA. Max Payne
He's
was
still
never
talking.
anywhere nearly as
He's
popular
still
as
fucking
Grand Theft
talking.
Auto. And really, over the years, it's funny.
Dude,
I really
he
never
started
got
at like
any kind of
3:30.
big
Usually, he's still
demand
fucking
to play
talking.
the Max Payne
I'm
games
gonna
at
ask
all.
the chat. Hey guys.
Versus GTA, people always were play them, you know. So, yeah, I don't know. Kushiyakatori did 10-bit cheer. And he says, not what I actually like to see, but Souls games bringing the viewers. A new run of Bloodborne would bring viewers. Well,
Souls, wow,
yeah, exactly. He says, but it would run past your downtime. Exactly. Number one, there's not enough time to fully play Bloodborne from start to finish and to do the DLC.
Too long.
More than likely would take about 2 weeks.
Wow.
I know because I played the game already.
He's still
and
fucking
comparatively,
talking.
you know, it's about as long, I would say, as Dark Souls 2. Maybe a little shorter because the Dark Souls 2 run I just did had all the DLCs.
I prove my point with that. His
There's no way
are going way too long. They're way too long and too drawn out. So, okay, let's get into this. This is something that kind of caught my attention when I heard it, and I decided this definitely needs to be a video. So, let's get to it.
That I played. Okay. I don't know what happened because as I was,
by the way, he's talking about Night in the Woods. Not a lot of people like that game. I don't really care. I don't even know what that game is. I just know it has a cat in it. Okay. Oh, and this fan art is by Alien Boy. Shout out to Alien Boy. This is to be honest. Okay, look. To be honest, at least this is fucking fan art. Yeah. Look at. You'll see the other fan arts, and you'll notice that this is the only one that's closer to fan art than the other fan arts that's in the fucking slideshow here.
I was playing it, a bunch of people appeared in the stream chat and just shat on this game nonstop. This game sucks ass. This is a piece of shit. This is SJW garbage. And I'm playing the game and I'm like, why are people saying this? And
why are people saying it's an SJW game? Because it has, like, the thing that the reason why I want to do this, I want to talk about this is because the reason why all these people come to his chat and start shitting on the game saying, oh, it's SJW stuff, is because DSP is such a toxic person that he attracts toxic people. Like, I'm not saying that people who don't like the game because it has propaganda in it or whatever are toxic people. I'm not saying that, but people who go so far to be like, oh, this game sucks because of SJWs, that's not really a criticism. That's just ranting about SJWs. You know, I've talked to a lot of people who are on both sides of the fence, and I know people that can actually formulate a criticism about a game that might be pushing an agenda. Like, oh, well, like, Mass Effect Andromeda, I think the only thing that people complain about that is... Oh, no, actually, I'll talk about a game that I actually know more of. Life is Strange, for example. A lot of people kind of align that with SJW stuff because there's a lot of Tumblr shit in it, but it's not an SJW game. It mostly gets that trademark because of the way the dialogue is written. So a lot of people who don't like Life is Strange kind of say that, well, Life is Strange kind of sucks because the characters are not realistic. They're kind of stereotypes, and they're just not really believable. In some ways they are. In some ways that they talk, they do come off as actual teenagers and all that. But a lot of times it just feels ham-fisted. It feels like a CEO executive created these characters to talk to a demographic, etc. Uh, but a lot of people have like actual like concrete criticisms that are actually more constructive than just it's SJWs and all that stuff. And that's what I don't really like either. I don't like people who just kind of blanket statement a criticism like that, saying, "Oh, I don't like this game because it's SJWs." That's not really a reason. You can, I mean, you can elaborate more on it by saying like, "I don't like that they're trying to push diversity and just have these token characters or whatever." Okay, fine, but I think just writing off a entire game because has an SJW premise is kind of lazy. But again, his attitude kind of fosters this kind of community, and we've seen that. You could just go into his chat and they'll talk about like a lot of like phobic kind of statements, like homophobic statements, bigoted statements, all stuff. Like his fucking chat is filled with it, and it's not anything to say like, oh, they have no right to say that, but it's just, you know I have seen people who can actually kind of hold a better argument than people in his chat. His chat comes off very bigoted, just at a first glance, and a lot of his chat members are just insane. I don't really like his chat, to be honest. It's one of the my least favorite experiences I have when I go to a chat room, and I don't really care to make another stock account to get in.
There's nothing in the game so far that would even be pushed in that direction. Now, I don't know. I only played 90 minutes of the game. Maybe further in the game becomes heavily about that or whatever. But
like,
I would.
The reason why I want to talk about this isn't that to talk about like OSJWs versus alt right or whatever. I just I want to bring this up because he kind of blankets his entire chat this way. Like I have said that, oh, his chat is very bigoted, or his chat is very extreme with their beliefs. But again, like I'm a hater and all that stuff, so obviously you might have to take my comments with a grain of salt. But this is DSP, the guy that these people come to watch, saying this stuff about his chat. Now, of course, when pressed about this, and even when I type about this on Twitter, people are like, well, you're nitpicking a little bit here. He's not really blaming his chat or whatever, but it's like, he doesn't really need to bring up his viewers when he's talking about how he likes the game. That just doesn't really make sense to me. It kind of, because it leads to antagonizing or instigating fights with your viewers. And why would you want to do that? Like, if I'm streaming a game, like Skullgirls, for example. I like Skullgirls. I'm a huge fan of Skullgirls. I'm a huge fanboy of Skullgirls. And if someone in my stream says, this game sucks, it's terrible, the sprites are terrible, whatever, I'm not gonna say, everyone in my fucking chat said, has this very negative opinion, and I wouldn't have it. I don't get it. I don't get why you guys hate it. I just would say, I like the game. It is what it is. Why would I need to address people who dislike it? I mean, I can bring it up, be like, some people might not like the game because of this and this and that. People in my chat have been saying that they don't like this game, and I disagree with them, and here's why. I wouldn't say, oh, well, I don't fucking get it. Everyone's shitting on the game. I don't get it. Like that's just kind of a very antagonistic way of looking at other people's opinions or criticisms of a game that you like. It's the kind of reaction you would see in like two 12-year-olds discovering that they both have different opinions on something.
Was actually kind of intrigued by the game. I was like, gee, I wonder what this game is really going to be. Is there a murder mystery? What could it be? I want to see. I want to go further. But people were being so negative, man. And it kind of honestly surprised.
Why talk about, like, remember when he said he's not going to talk about negativity anymore? He's talking about negativity right now. Why bring it up? That's what I was trying to say on Twitter. Is that why go out of your way to talk about negativity in your stream chat? Like why? And again, as I said, like his chat has been pretty vile from time to time. Like they randomly lash out. They make transphobic statements. They make racist statements and all this stuff. And you could say that, oh, maybe they're joking and all that. It's really hard to pick up on a joke through text. I will say, so they could be joking. It's not really funny. There's no punchline with these comments. I mean, it's kind of dumb to make. I don't even think edgy humor is that good, to be honest. Like, you would really have to work on it to make edgy humor actually work. Again, you can't just make edgy humor and then just say it's a joke, bro, and not be and act surprised when people like don't take it as a joke. I mean, it's very very risky. Let's continue.
I was surprised that people were being so nasty to the game as I was playing it. Honestly, I mean, I bought the game. This is a game that, for example, in the next week, if I wrap up Sonic Adventure and if I wrap up Tacoma, and if I have some extra time before we start with new releases on the third week of this month, right? Games like Agents of Mayhem and Sonic Mania, this is maybe a game that I would like to explore and play and see what it is. All right? Because it seems interesting to me, something different. Right? And it's funny because even right now, people in the stream chat are being nasty. But not one person is giving a legitimate reason why this game is bad. I don't understand.
See what I mean? Like he's just kind of shitting on his viewers very very like softly. Like it's like the softest way to shit on your viewers by just saying everyone's just being nasty. You're not bringing up valid criticisms, but like the thing is that they might just want to, because in a chat room, not a lot of people want to write a fucking review in a chat because that's a lot of text, and especially when a lot of people are talking, it's gonna get like brushed aside. So a lot of people just kind of do spark notes of their opinion. So they might say like, this game sucks because it's SJW. That might be shorthand of them trying to say that, well, I don't like this game because none of the characters are very believable. It's all token characters. It's very ham-fisted or overhanded with what it's trying to say. This and that. Like Gone Home, for example, is kind of a little hand-fisted by the end, but the overall like way you uncover the story is kind of organic and it's kind of interesting. So it's kind of okay with it. But people can still say, "Oh, it's a very ham-fisted SJW game because it has a very progressive message." But it's not like it went out of its way to make that message. It's not like that they forced this message in, because that was always the intent of that game, and so it kind of works, in my opinion. I played the game. I didn't really like it. I just thought it was this kind of it just missed something. It missed something in the game for me, but. As the story itself, I thought what it was trying to do was interesting. I like that it tried to play in a very mysterious, vague way. But, obviously when you're in the chat room, you're not going to start going with these, like, very, like, thoughtful comments because, by the time you finish it, by the time you hit enter, it's going to be covered by 10 million other comments. So it's ridiculous to kind of have this expectation that your chat room is going to go through, like, a very thoughtful conversation so much. Only if you bring them on chat with you, but
it seems to me like this is one of those games that was like polarizing or something. I mean, I didn't know anything about the game. You know what I mean?
I didn't know anything
like
about it either.
I missed out on it. I didn't play it, so I don't know anything about it. And to see this firsthand is like just like shocking to me. I don't understand it. Well, Timic just did it. A 50-bit cheer, he says, it became trendy among alt-right to hate anything that has gay characters in it for a while, like Gone Home. Okay. So because there's gay furry animals in it, the game sucks, and I should never play it again, apparently.
But but the other thing that kind of strikes me though is that it could also just be a joke. Like these people might just be sarcastically shitting on the game. Like, oh, it's an SCW game. Like, they might just be joking about it. They might not be sincere, just saying that, oh, it sucks. Because it's probably just, they might just be saying that because it has a progressive story and all that stuff. So they might just be saying, oh, it's this because it wants to evoke. It just wants to be funny. I don't know. Like, who fucking cares? Why? Again, why talk about your fucking viewers like this? Just say like I like the game. A lot of the people, my stream chat kind of expressed. Some people in the stream chat expressed some negative opinions of it, or they may not have liked it. But it is what it is. I like the game, and I'll probably play it at some point in the future. That's all he had to say. Like, even then, that might be a little bit pushing it, but that's fine. But instead, he goes into this like very, very like small little rant about how his fans don't like the game or something.
I just don't get it.
I don't get it.
So, I don't know. Maybe I'll check it out. We'll find out. It all depends. It depends on, like I said, what happens with the other stuff this week. This is a game that I'm definitely interested in continuing if time allows for it, all right? If I have time to play it, maybe next week I'll do it, okay?
Okay. Oh my god, this audible glurt, like, glow.
Okay. So.
It's so fucking disgusting, man.
There you have it, folks. That's kind of what I'm planning. Sonic Adventure today, all day.
Okay,
Hope you'll be...
I don't think he talks about it ever again.
Day, just so everybody knows. It's very important that they text me with this information while I'm streaming. Excuse me. If you pledge to my Patreon, something different, okay? Actually 3 days ago, we were over $125 away, but a few people, it was actually stream horror games and stuff. I have no idea what that is. I have no idea what you just said.
Whatever. We don't need to see that. He talks about his goal for August, and his goal for August for Patreon makes no sense to me. Because you're paying for a goal that's gonna happen in October. So, like, the Sonic stuff is for August. The Patron's Choice that was for July got apparently hit the goal. We'll probably start in September, I guess. So I guess there's that. So then what's he gonna do for September? It's just that doing something in August for October kind of throws a wrench in how he does Patreon. Then it's so hard to keep track, man. Like, because by the time like October rolls around, people might have forgotten about the Patreon event. Like that's the thing that kind of sucks about Patreon, is that it's very easy to forget about the event that's going on.
That Anonymous just did a 10-bit cheer. He said space.
He did it again. I fucking hate that he drinks water. He's like, it's just so fucking disgusting. Why do that into the fucking mic? Why? Oh my god, man.
Being pride. Oh god.
Oh god.
All right, let's get the elephant out of the room. Let's kick the shit out of the elephant and kick it out of the room, folks. All right.
Man, he punches these things like, let's address the elephant in the room. That's all he had to say, but he's now saying, let's attack it. Okay.
All right. The game I'm playing today on stream is called Tacoma. The premise of the game is that it's the year 2088. There is a futuristic space station that apparently is run by an artificial intelligence, but something has happened. All communications have broken off with the space station. No one knows what happened on this station at all. So you're the agent sent by the major corporation called the Venturis Corporation to find out what happened on the space station and hopefully to get back the artificial intelligence because they want it. It's very valuable. And obviously they don't want it to go into the wrong hands or to basically just be lost when they spent probably trillions of space bucks developing this AI. All right. So on the surface, the premise of the game sounds interesting, right? What happened to the people on the space station? Are they alive? Are they dead? Where are they?
I want to talk about these shirt designs. These shirt designs they're okay. They're okay. I'm not gonna shut on them too much. The Japanese one, the only thing that is obvious is the Japanese text is kind of bullshit. He should have found some other phrase to use, but okay. I mean, yeah, let's have random gibberish in Japanese on our shirts because that doesn't come off offensive to Japanese people. I mean, yeah, that's kind of nitpicking, but come on. The I Hate Skeletons one is actually, to be honest, the I Hate Skeletons shirt is probably the only shirt that's actually legitimately relevant to DSP. The I'm Pushing Buttons one is okay. That one's okay. It's fine. But the I Hate Skeletons shirt I think is the only one that's like actually you know a good one uh for his fans because it's kind of a running joke. That's kind of how you do a gag. That's how you sell merchandise, guys. I mean, he did it. He finally made a shirt that's more relevant to his fucking business than any other merch that's on his store.
Today, what happened? What's with the AI? Did the AI go rogue, or did what? It's a big mystery, and obviously, the course of the game, you're gonna find out what happened to all these people. Sounds good, except the game is made by the makers of Gone Home, which immediately makes this game polarizing as hell. Because if you're not aware, Gone Home.
Who? I'm gonna be honest. Who fucking cares? Like, how does like if you don't like Gone Home, obviously you're not gonna be interested in Tacoma. Obviously, that's kind of like it's like I don't like Hideo Kojima's games. Why would he be hyped for Death Stranding then? Like obviously if you don't like Gone Home, why would he be hyped for Tacoma? It's not really polarizing. It's just that people have other opinions of things. It's not polarizing when people don't like something. Like polarizing is honestly the MGS5 ending because like I've seen two opinions, either loving it or completely hating it and hating the entire game because of that ending. And that's what I've seen. I've seen maybe a few neutral statements on it, but it's always been like either people really love or really hate it.
Honestly, was the game years ago that brought a certain genre of game into the limelight, a certain genre of game that we will call a walking simulator. Now, the truth.
I don't think Gone Home was the inventor of walking simulators. I think there were other games around that time that even before it that were walking simulators. Just saying.
The matter is, that's a very cynical title for it. Really, what these are very narrative-based games, which you, in first-person perspective, walk around and explore. Now, some of them will have more of a combat or survival element, while others don't have that at all. A lot of them, you just kind of walk around and explore, and through narrative logs and audio logs and video clips and things like that, you basically experience a story. So, over the past few years, I've played many of these. Just recently, I played What Remains of Edith Finch. That one had a really unique twist to it because it had little mini games and stuff in it that made it a little bit different from other walking simulators. What was that one I played a couple years ago? The one where all the people had vanished. God, what was the name of it? So everyone's gone to the Rapture, right? Or everybody's gone, or everyone's gone to the Rapture. That was one. Last year I played Firewatch, right? And that was a very different kind of walking simulator, in my opinion. Even though it really was the same style of game, it was a little different.
What? It's the same kind of game, but it's different. But it's the same. What? I watched Firewatch. It's still the same fucking game. You just walk around. It's not. It didn't like hook me, to be honest.
And just a couple years ago, I also played that one, Soma, which was the game that was
and this is 41 minutes
from the makers
way,
of Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Now that was another one where people really apparently liked the original Amnesia, and then when Soma came out, it didn't have as much horror aspect to it, and a lot of people got upset. All right, the bottom line is this: this game, this genre of game, definitely has an audience. Okay. If you haven't noticed, there's been more and more and more of this kind of game coming out over the past few years. However, I'm going to be honest with all of you. I am kind of, not upset, but disappointed that at least in my viewer base, there's a group of people who just want to come in with a preconceived notion of what a game is and immediately just shit all over it and say that it's bad.
Because you do the exact same fucking shit. Like there are times where he shits on a game without even playing it. He didn't even play the Division and he shat on it. He played like the beta for one day of Destiny 2, shat on Destiny 2. He shits on so many games without even playing them. Like Splatoon 2, he didn't even play it. He's like, oh, well, Splatoon 2, no one really cares. Well, that game was like the highest selling Nintendo game in a while. Um, the servers were had like max capacity, all that shit, and he's saying like, oh well, it's fucking Nintendo. So of course, when he plays a Nintendo game, everyone that's watching him hates fucking Nintendo because everyone that likes Nintendo left his ass. And now when he's playing a game that's like this, he only attracts people who are just have the same mindset as him, who are just yes men to him. So when he plays games that are like this, they all fucking hate it because he attracts these kind of shitty people almost. I mean, yes, some of the DSP fans are fine. I'm not trying to say all DSP fans are shit, but like there's a quite a few people in his community that are just complete um ridiculous, nonsensical people that are just insane. But whatever. I mean, every community has them. To be honest, so let's just face it. Every community has these crazy, insane people. But I mean, it's just they're more prominent in DSP's fan because a lot of these reasonable fans don't really participate with his stream chat.
Experienced this with the game Night in the Woods 2 days ago, where I had no idea what the game was. Right, I never experienced it before. It was voted in for my Indies marathon. I played it during my Indies marathon. Okay.
Okay.
And for what it was, for the 90 minutes that I played it, I was intrigued because I didn't know what the game was, and I was like, wow, okay, apparently people are saying this is going to be a murder mystery, but for this 90 minutes of build-up, it just seems like they're building a big world around the characters and everything, and, I'm curious to see how this game's going to continue. All right. Immediately when I started playing this game, people shitting it. And it's an SJW game. This game's a piece of shit. It's a bunch of fucking ninnies and
Mocking his fucking viewers. Wow. Dude, like it. Yeah, I kind of make fun of some of his viewers and all that shit, but like, at least, god damn it, man. I actually had to talk to a human being for once. I actually talked to a friend of mine, so there you go. I don't remember what I was talking about, but it is what it is.
lesbians and fruits and furries and I'm looking in the stream chat and it just became so toxic. All right. And that pisses me off. Because
I'm not upset, but it pisses me off. Okay.
Someone who I give all games a shot, right? I do. I give all of them an honest shot, but you know me. Also, I'm a very honest person. If I think that a game sucks, I'm going to tell you that I think a game sucks.
Yeah, I'm a very honest person. Okay.
I'm not the kind of person who's going to sugarcoat it or whatever. I'm going to speak my mind. But I didn't know what the hell Night in the Woods was, and I see people coming in and shitting all over it. All right? When I played Gone Home several years ago, I didn't know what it was. The game had an air of mystery, okay? The entire game you thought maybe something supernatural was going on inside of this house that you were exploring. And I liked that about it. The game kind of kept you on the edge of your seat, and it would feed you these little pieces of story here and there and here and there. Eventually leading to a big culmination where you finally find out what happened at the end of the game. Now, the truth is, all right, that at the end of the game, if you were expecting something supernatural to happen in Gone Home, you were going to be very gravely disappointed. And a lot of people were, and I think that's why people shit on the game, is because the game it was a bait and switch. Oh, the whole game, there's going to be something supernatural that the end there really isn't.
What?
But hey, the writer...
When I played that game because it was a free game with Plus, I didn't sit there and was like, oh, it's gonna be supernatural. I thought it was like a murder mystery or some shit. I didn't know if it was going to be a game about a person coming out or whatever. So I don't know where this expectation of it's I just don't get it. Whatever.
Writers of the game did a great job keeping you, in suspense, on the edge of your seat, expecting that something crazy was going to happen, right? So at least in that regard, they did a good job, right?
You did a good job.
You know what I mean?
Know what I mean?
So, that's what I mean. Like, I don't see why people have to shit on it. Although, here's the thing, and this is the truth of the matter, folks. The subject matter of the game, it was a girl who, well, it wasn't a girl. The protagonist was just a girl coming home and her family was missing. But it was the story of her sister coming out as a lesbian, all right, and basically having this taboo relationship with another girl, and then eventually kind of running off to be with that girl. It was a love story, actually. Of all the things, you think it was a supernatural thriller, it ended up being a love story. And people, still to this day, even though we have a very liberal society, at least in America, let's face it, becoming more and more liberal and more open to this kind of thing, we still have people who are bigoted and who don't accept that kind of thing, and they're going to say, it's against my belief, it's against my religion, it's against... These people that live in this fucking bubble of they think that whatever they think is right is the only thing that could possibly be fucking right. Again, these people with the black and white mentality, right?
It goes the other way as well. There are people who just want to force... I just don't get why people, like, want to interfere with other people's lives like that. I don't know. It is what it is. You guys be you, I'll be me. Fair enough. But he just shouldn't talk about this stuff. Like, he's talking about, like, people who, like, people who don't like Gone Home may not have liked it for other reasons. They might have felt that the story was ham-fisted, or it was kind of, like, overhanded or forced or whatever. They may not have liked it. I mean, how does he know that these people don't like the game because, it has lesbians in it? Like, what? I've talked to a few people on Freedom Chat about this. Like, spoiler alert, guys, for Legend of Korra. I know, crazy that I'm going to be spoiling that show for people, but, that it ends with Korra and Asami being together and all that shit. And a lot of people don't like that, and I said, like, well, I liked it. I thought that the relationship was well developed because I thought that it was developed in book 3 and so on and so forth. People might disagree with that. Okay, fair enough. I think people who say that I don't like that relationship because it felt rushed or it did not feel like it was developed that well or fleshed out, that's a criticism that I can actually understand, because I can kind of see where you're coming from, even though I may not see it that way, but I can see, what you mean, at least, because I can compare. I can definitely see the contrast with it with Last Airbender, where I felt that Last Airbender was a little bit more obvious. This was a little more subtle, and I like that more. But okay. But people who are saying, I don't like it because lesbians are wrong, and that kind of shit, that's the kind of criticism I don't really think is legit, because that's not really a reason. That's just saying, I just don't find that to be a legit reason to dislike a certain pairing. It's like, I don't like Mako and Korra because I don't like Mako and Korra. Like, it's weird like that. I mean, that's just my opinion. I just don't agree with people who dislike a relationship over the gender. That's just dumb. But if you're like, I don't like it because it felt rushed and stuff that's actually, like, I can kind of see, then I give you, it's a legit criticism that I can at least see where you're coming from. But I would not do what DSP is saying. It's like, well, see, obviously there's all these fucking bigots here, guys. Like, what?
God forbid that someone else have a different lifestyle or a different belief system than me. I mean, that's just a horrible thing, right? And so because the game had a lesbian in it, it's bad. Okay? Like, pretty ridiculous.
That's kind of the point that DSP is kind of making with this, but the thing is that I don't know what his chat said in particular. I just know that I didn't like Gone Home because I thought it was just kind of shallow. The story was fine. It wasn't a crazy story. It was just kind of... I just felt that there was nothing to do in that house, and there was no reason for me to go back and to unlock other stuff, because I just didn't care. I got the story, and I was done. That's the only thing I didn't like about Gone Home, is that there was really no reason for me to go back and play it, while, other games that I've played, like The Walking Dead, which is a Telltale game, and that's kind of a walking simulator as well, but at least in that game I could kind of see myself playing it again for other reasons. Gone Home has no replay value to me. I just did not care enough to go back, and that's what a lot of people didn't like. I don't think that people didn't like it because, lesbians. I don't think that's a reason, but what do I know?
My opinion. If you're gonna be here and you're gonna watch my streams and you're gonna enjoy, my kind of stuff, you gotta understand that I'm a person with a very open mind. Now, also, you got to keep in mind, I'm also a very heterosexual guy. You know what I mean? I'm certainly.
Why did he laugh at that? He's like, I'm a very heterosexual guy. He sound. I don't think he believes that. I don't think he believes he's heterosexual. I mean, you guys talk a lot about dicks and butts and pounding. So I mean, just putting it out there. I just don't think he believes that he's a straight man. I don't think he believes that.
Never I've had any kind of tendencies or anything towards that kind of lifestyle. But at the same time, I can understand if there are people who have. I've had friends over the years, especially in the Street Fighter community. I've had several friends who were, gay, and I'm totally okay with that.
God.
And I don't understand.
Dude, this is the equivalent of me saying I'm not racist. I have a friend who's black. So you're not racist. It's that kind of shit. Like, who fucking cares who you're friends with? Like, it might sound SJW of me, but I think it's a lazy excuse to say I'm not racist because I have a black friend, or I'm not homophobic because I have a friend that's gay. That you can still be racist and you can still be homophobic, despite who your friends are. It's just because you're using them as a shield to cover up what your intentions or whatever. I mean, it's kind of a slippery slope. I'm not saying necessarily that having a gay friend makes you homophobic or anything. I'm saying, like, if that was you wouldn't say I have a blank friend or I have this kind of friend, guys. Look, my friend is this. Like, you just wouldn't present your friend like that. That makes no fucking sense. I don't go around saying I have a straight white friend, guys. Can you believe that? Oh, look, I have a friend that is that's shorter than me. I have a friend that's this. Like, it's superfluous. It's kind of unnecessary because they're all fucking people. That's whatever. But I just think it's kind of off topic to go into this. Like, I have a friend that's gay. I understand their lifestyle. Like, okay.
I understand why people have to be so fucking closed-minded that they can't accept that there could be a good game that actually has a homosexual character in it. Oh my god. Right?
A lot of people like Steven Universe, and that show is pretty much like the most like progressive show on TV for kids. Well, one of the few. I think there's a few others, but I only know Steven Universe because I actually watched that show, and a lot of people also like that show. A lot of people enjoy that show. The only criticism that people have of Steven Universe is the fan community, which I could kind of see. I mean, the fans of Steven Universe are kind of annoying sometimes, but it doesn't change the show. The show's still good. I still enjoy the show, but it's not like people hate the fans of that show more than the show itself. The show can stand on its own. Whatever.
However, on the flip side of that, I totally disagree with this movement among game developers recently to spoon feed and shove in these things down our throats. A perfect example of this would be Assassin's Creed recently.
Oh, get this shit. Game developers and some game developers have slowly been more SJW'd. Like, they've been SJWing shit, but the thing is that I would kind of disagree with that I do give, like, if it's like I do give the game a shot. I do look at some of the trailers and stuff, and a lot of people said, like, what game was it? I can't think of it. I mean, Mass Effect Andromeda, they said, oh, that's an SJW game, but, like, Mass Effect had gay relationships for a while. Like, you could romance almost anybody in those games. Like, Andromeda wasn't the first. It was just Andromeda had other issues in that game to make it more of a shitty game, but not a lot of developers are forcing or spoon-feeding forced narratives. I mean, you could kind of make the case with Ubisoft because after Assassin's Creed Unity, they got a lot of backlash for their reasoning why they couldn't have a female character, which I kind of agree is a shitty reason why they couldn't have it, because they're like, oh, we just couldn't design one. Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. You could have easily designed a female assassin. There was really no... It was just like, if they just didn't talk about it at all, it probably would have done a better job than them giving a half-assed excuse like that.
Right? Where, oh, let's have female gang members and female, vicious criminals in these street gangs where historically you can look back and find out, no, there were no women who were part of these gangs, or if they were, they were.
I like that he's bringing up historical accuracy in a game series that has fucking time travel in it. Like, I don't know if it's necessarily time travel, but you go back in time in those games. I played like two a little bit. I didn't beat the game. I kind of lost interest, to be honest. But it's a game that I would not hold to historical accuracy. I mean, you fucking talk to like, oh man, you talk like Da Vinci or whatever in Assassin's Creed 2 or something. I mean, you're really gonna bring up historical accuracy in fucking Assassin's Creed? Are you fucking for real? Like, when Syndicate came out and they had like female gang leaders, no one gave a fuck because it's a fucking game, and the fucking series has so much like sci-fi nonsense in it. Like, who plays that? Screen's like, oh, this is historical accuracy. Like, who fucking plays that? Come on. Like, the only games that you can kind of complain about historical accuracy is like Call of Duty World of War, which is a lazy fucking name if you ask me, but it's a Call of Duty game that's trying to put like black women on the Nazi team, and it's like, what? There's no like black Nazis back then. That's historically inaccurate. But see, that kind of makes sense. You can kind of make a case for that. While Assassin's Creed fucking series is not historically accurate. Are you fucking kidding me, Phil, with this? Get out of here.
We're few and far between. Yet every, like 50% of the enemies in the game are females. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, this is stupid.
It's this is stupid. See, this is why people think that DSP is sexist, because he randomly rails on a game for having women. He's still fucking triggered over Assassin's Creed Syndicate, a game that no one like was that pissed off about. No one was complaining about the fucking characters. The only people that were complaining about Assassin's Creed Syndicate having women is DSP and probably his fans. I've not seen a single person complain about Assassin's Creed Syndicate having women as characters. I've seen more people complain about Ghostbusters than that. And Ghostbusters, I could actually see why people were upset about that.
Historically changing the history of the world to try to forward your agenda and pretend like there was always gender equality. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? There weren't. There wasn't always gender equality. And the fact that we were trying to hide that is wrong. I mean, if people can't understand that...
Yes, because Assassin's Creed is such a historically accurate game. Okay, Phil.
Ignoring the past, ignoring our history to learn from it is a bad thing. Why don't you just go burn all the fucking books, right?
But why don't we just... who plays Assassin's Creed to learn about fucking history? Are you fucking kidding me? And the other thing is that he brings up percentages of female gang leaders and shit. Okay, so what if, get this, Phil, if Assassin's Creed Syndicate focused on the percentages of female gangsters?
Burn the history books, change all the history. George Washington was a woman. Georgette Washington.
Oh my god, dude. You know this is such a stretch. Like, this little debate right here would have worked a lot better with what Marvel's doing with the fucking comics. Like with Iron Man, oh, let's make him a woman and black. Yeah, that's good. Why make an original superhero? No, fuck that. That's too much work. We got to take established superheroes and just gender bend them and change things about them, because that would work. Get the fuck out of here.
What I mean?
You know what I mean?
It's stupid.
Stupid.
I do 100% agree with people who don't like that. I don't either, okay? But just because there are game developers who, in my opinion, are doing the wrong thing doesn't mean that every single game from a game developer that's not a hardcore challenge gameplay game, or every game from a game developer that may be narrative based and really doesn't focus more on challenging gameplay, or on the flip side of that, like I just mentioned, any game that may have a homosexual or gay character doesn't mean the game is an SJW game that should be ignored or destroyed or shat on.
In a way, I do kind of agree with what he said, because I do see a lot of people kind of throw SJW stuff or, oh, this is propaganda, when they see some like Mad Max Fury Road. I like that movie. That's a really good movie. But a lot of people are like, oh, this movie has feminist agenda in it, and it's about feminism and this and that, because they had a female character that was as badass as Max. Like I can understand people complaining about that movie, saying that it didn't focus too much on Max, but to me, it's like I think that he had like 3 movies. Max had 3 movies. I think with this, they wanted to kind of expand uh the universe. They wanted to have another character that kind of can balance with him, that can be on par with him, and that's what I liked about it. I didn't really think of it. I didn't leave Mad Max Fury Road thinking this was a feminist movie, or it made me want to think about women or anything like that. Yeah, it was like a central theme of the movie, but these Mad Max movies always had central themes with them, and Fury Road was just happened to talk about water as a commodity and reproduction and all this stuff like that kind of stuff. And so it worked. I don't think that they made this movie with the mindset of, we got to make a feminist movie, guys. Let's make Mad Max feminist or whatever. It just doesn't work out like that. Yeah, Mad Max is seen in like kind of like he got captured in the beginning of the movie and all this stuff, but he was still badass in the movie. He still had great moments. I still love the scene where he goes and he's like, okay, drive whatever. I'll catch up. I'm gonna go get what we need from the people, and he leaves, and you don't see what he does. But then when he gets back, he's covered in blood, and one of the girls says like, "Oh, you have oh, you're bleeding or whatever," and then one of them says, "That's not his blood," and I was like, "Oh fuck, that's badass!" Like a lot of people want to see that, and I get that they want to see the action, but I think that was more powerful with just leaving it to the imagination, where you're like, dude, he must have done some badass shit, and I like that a little bit more. Of course, obviously a lot of people might disagree with me, but I do think that a lot of people like label these kind of movies in a certain way because of just kind of how many like Ghostbusters, for example. That was definitely a movie with an agenda in mind, because they made the male characters completely dumb, unrelatable, not very interesting or anything. It's not like Mad Max Fury Road, where all the characters are likable and you could kind of enjoy their screen time. In Ghostbusters, it was just kind of torture to sit through.
All right.
All right.
So if that's what you're here for, if you're here to just shit on this game today, I suggest you leave. All right. Now, I'm not saying that, again, if I
get that ass banned if you shit on this game that I like, or that I might like.
I play this game and I hate it, that I'm not going to be honest with you. I will. I mean, let's be honest. The walking simulators that I've played before, I've been very honest about. I thought some of them were terrible, and I thought some of them were okay, and I thought some of them were great. And I will tell you that based off of my experience with this game. But if you're just here to take a steamy dump on Tacoma, there is a little thing on your PC or device. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's called a little a pointer. And what you can do is you can turn that pointer right over there to the X on your screen. You can close the stream.
Like why do this? Why not just say like, if you're gonna do this, why don't you just sit through the game with me and experience it together, and try to enjoy the stream or whatever. If you don't like it, so be it. Why is it? Oh well, he's like demeaning all these people. He's like trying to be funny by being like, move your mouse cursor to the top of the screen and then you'll see an X. So you gotta hit the X to get the fuck out. Like, are you fucking kidding me? These people give you money and you're talking to them in this way. This is very antagonistic. Like, this is why I kind of want to do this video. I want to do this video as well. I keep saying that too. Oops. But just how combative he is towards his own viewers, just because they shit on a game he likes, is fucking insane to me. Really?
Yeah, you close the stream, you can leave, and you can come back when I'm not playing this game. All right? I'm not putting up with your shit.
I'm not putting up with your shit.
I'm just tired. I couldn't believe the attitude of the people on Monday when I was trying to play this game Night in the Woods and enjoy it. And I see these people just being fucking so toxic. Like, You gotta have an open mind. You can't be.
Well, guess what, Phil? Your chat is fucking toxic.
A fucking closed-minded, bigot idiot your whole life. Wow. That's not the way to live, man.
Wow. Calling people who don't like the game closed-minded, bigoted idiot. You know, usually when you're trying to make people open-minded and you're trying to do that, you usually want to come off reasonable and you want to kind of, you know, say like, yeah, hey man, you know, try to have an open mind, you know, like let's see what this game's about and see what happens, you know, and broaden your horizons. Okay. Phil goes in SJW mode about it apparently because this is why a lot of people don't like SJWs. This is exactly why that they go straight to insulting you for having a different opinion, and instead of just trying to talk and to give a conversation about, you know, why maybe you should give something a chance or whatever, he's just like, well, you're a bigoted idiot. And it's the same reason why people don't. That's why a lot of people who voted for Trump also kind of despised Hillary's campaign when she was calling them Nazis. Oh, the people who voted for Trump are all Nazis and bigoted idiots. Oh, like, you know, just labeling them insulting things isn't really gonna make you sound like a better person. You just sound really shitty, and it's gonna do the opposite, actually. So, you know, Phil, you're gonna keep that toxic chat for a very long time. They're not gonna go anywhere.
It's not. Since I've become more open-minded, let's face it, when I started on YouTube, I was very closed-minded, right?
He's still closed-minded.
I was like, oh, fuck Minecraft. And
he's still closed-minded. He doesn't want to try Street Fighter 5 ever. He doesn't want to try Splatoon 2 because, you know, fuck that game. He doesn't want to try playing Duke Nukem. He doesn't want any JRPGs in Patron Choice anymore. He's still very close-minded. Get the fuck out of here.
Fuck this and fuck these kiddie games and fuck that. And there were so many games that I missed out on and wouldn't try because of my closed-mindedness.
Oh, like Wonderful 101 where you refused to play it? Yeah, I remember that.
And then over the years, I changed my attitude. I said, I'm going to be more open-minded. I'm going to listen. I'm going to try things that are different, okay? And look at the variety of stuff that I've done over the course of my run on YouTube and you know, live streaming and everything.
He's playing the same fucking shit he'd play regardless. The games he has been playing is the same shit he would have played regardless. The only thing that is kind of different is that he does redemption runs now. Wow, different.
Because I had an open mind, right?
Yeah, he had such an open mind that a fan had to donate him a Switch for him to play Switch games, but then he decided not to play Switch games anymore.
You can't. You can't have a closed mind to this kind of stuff. All right? So that's it. I'm just being real with all of you. If you're here to be a negative, you know, asshole and just shit all over the game for the sake of shitting on it, there's the door and you can leave. However, if you want to be like me and you want to actually check it out and have an open mind and see what it's about, then welcome. I welcome you because that's what this is all about. A fun exploratory stream into a new release game for the first new release in a long time. All right? Itchy. So, that's the deal, folks.
Oh my god, dude.
All right? Just laying down the law here. I don't want people coming in here trying to have a good time and trying to see what the game is and enjoy it. And people just being nasty and being toxic to them, too, because that's what happens, too. Then it permeates everything. Oh, someone is actually liking this game? Fuck that person. SJW. Listen, I'm one of the forefront people who tell you that I think the SJW movement is a bunch of shit. It's a bunch of people who really aren't very forthcoming with being truthful about what they're saying and doing. It just seems like it's people who have way too much fucking free time, and if they actually cared about stuff, they would actually go do it instead of just shitting all over Twitter, all right, or social media. But I digress. That's not really the subject here. The subject is people who are coming into my stream chat to ruin the experience for others. Cut that shit out, all right? Cut that shit out. All right. So I got that out of the way and I got it off my chest. So it's funny because people are like, it's the lesbo game. It's the lesbo game. I don't want to hear that shit.
Still talking.
I seriously don't. I want to sit here and have fun, and I don't want to hear people saying that shit. So, forewarning. And I know there's people who aren't here now are going to come in during the stream and do it, and when they get banned from the chat, I'm not going to listen to their little whininess and their tears. I'm going to say your tears are deliciously salty. It's your own fault for being an immature.
This is the kind of attitude that SJWs have with people. They go straight to blocking people, they try to silence you and all this stuff, and that's what Phil's doing. So, congratulations, Phil. You are part of the SJWs, like it or not. He's so not aware of himself right now, man, or at all. He's never self-aware.
Sure, idiot. Too bad.
Too bad.
Okay then.
Okay.
All right. So now let's do some shout-outs here. Shout out to Dark Viking, who subscribed to the channel. Thank you, Dark Viking, for becoming a sub. I am very confused. Dark Viking did a 30-bit cheer, and he says second surprise, and third surprise is in your mail in a couple of minutes. I don't exactly understand what he's saying.
I
don't know.
Waiting for translation.
Oh, wait. Oh. Okay, he sent me an email. He says he actually purchased me Duke Nukem 3D, the 20th anniversary edition. Wow. It just
Dude, I thought someone bought him that, like, a year ago or something. What? And then he bought... Dude, I think it was in this video earlier where he said, I don't know what I'm going to be playing. He got Duke Nukem. Why is he playing that? Are you fucking... Oh, wow.
Steam game, or he says you can either play it in your downtime if you want, or you can give it away to a fan. Well, I'm going to save this for later, and I guess I'll have to decide during downtime if I ever want to play that or not.
Yeah, there's downtime coming up. I need to...
It come out last year, I think.
Oh my god.
But it came out during the hardcore gaming season. It was like, when the hell am I going to play this, you know? How am I going to be able to play this when I'm in the middle of a million new releases, so... Anyway... Thank you, Dark Viking. Appreciate that. Game Master 2003 is dead. Did a 100-bit cheer. He says, "I agree with you 100%, Phil, and I'm religious." Well, I don't know if you should have shared that because there's some people. Oh my God, someone's religious. Oh, just like the flip side. Oh my God, someone's an atheist. Oh, God. You know, really ridiculous. These people's reactions to be so close-minded to other people. In my opinion, you got to be open-minded. You know.
Why? Why talk about this in your fucking
My opinion
chat?
has always been to each their own. As long as you're not trying to systematically eliminate people who aren't of the same mindset of you, then I don't see the problem of having different opinions and different ways of thought in life, you know. Variety is the spice of life, folks. If we all were the same and we all thought the same, then we'd be incredibly bored. We'd be one homogenized culture of people, all wearing the same clothes, doing the same things. That's not fun. So thanks to those who are here live already. I appreciate that. So tonight, later tonight at 7:30 p.m. Pacific, Project 7. When's Project 7 coming back? You bring back and everything. It's time to move on. Done that. But at the same time, I don't want people coming in here with preconceived notions and just crapping all over the fucking game. At the same time, hell yeah, I'm playing this game because we're not here to be close-minded because it's from the final time. And I will say this Tacoma and see what this. Thank you, everyone. It is now time to finally begin with Tacoma and see what Project 7. Ladies and gentlemen, I have another one I owe right here that I'm going to throw into the regular mix of stuff that I wear here on stream. And I want to say thank you to anyone who did actually check out the store and order something from it. I
know it's here.
I actually get a pretty sizable. Could want something. The efforts here. At least, ladies and gentlemen, obviously, if you're here, tip me. As I adjusted to my new. I'm going to keep doing this. Still here, thanks to cheer, sub, or Titian. In fact, I have button or so it's kind of double. I'll also give you verbal in the past. Fresh here. Yesterday was Sonic Adventure. Everyone, thank you for being here. Before we start is from Griffin Box. He did a 100-bit cheer. He says, I would like to see Project 7 reboot. Got a few more shout-outs to give. Shout out to Kushiaki Tori, who did 10-bit cheer. He says, have you ever seen the movie Logan's Run? I did, and I remember certain things about between that movie and this. Okay. Shout out to Mr. Papavera, who did 100-bit cheer. He says, I like your rants and points of view. I agree that you've changed a bit in attitude, and I agree a lot with your arguments and like finding out how you feel on certain topics.
No.
Shout out to that Anonymous who did 10-bit cheer. He says, any change will continue Night in the Woods. I just explained that. There you go. Shout out to Between a Cock and a Hard Place, who did $1 tip and says, can we all agree that the alt-right and SJWs are as bad as each other? Now, let's be honest here. No. Because...
What? No, I'm sorry. I know I might piss people off here, but look. Both sides are fucking bad. Both, like the most extreme sides, the one that both sides are just yelling nonstop, those sides, those people, are just as bad. Because on one side, people are yelling, oh, we need to silence the Nazis. We gotta silence the Nazis. And then the other people are like, we gotta silence the snowflakes. The special snowflakes, guys. They're both fucking annoying. There's no discussion between those two people. Like, the people who are more inclined to discuss are people who actually, like, understand the conflicts that are going on. When you have people who are just saying, like, oh, you're the special snowflake, just right off the bat, it's not really contributing to a conversation. So yes, both sides are pretty bad sometimes. It's just like the SJWs, to a degree, started. You know, they have fair intentions. I mean, their intentions. I mean, not that they act upon these intentions anymore, but they want to have more equality, and they want fair justice and all this stuff, all that stuff. Everyone would like to have that, right? But they go so far and beyond that they want to kind of silence people who say otherwise. They don't take any criticism to what they say very seriously. Like the game the last night, that is a game that's kind of criticizing the extremes of progressives, of being progressive. And there are extremes. There are clearly extremes with that. And every SJW is like, no, that game needs to be silenced. It's this and that, and it's like, no. You can definitely have extremes and progressive. It's just that you need to have these conversations. And obviously there are extremes in on the flip side where people are like, pushing other, grand like agendas or whatever. Both sides are very bad when you go to the extreme ends of them. So saying that, well, no, it's insane. Let's just hear what he has to say. I mean, I have a bad feeling about this, guys.
What you're doing here is you're drawing parallels, but that's not the case. What you're doing is just as much of a generalization as what those people do. No.
What? But you generalize all the time with SJWs. All the time. You always... Oh my god.
No, not everyone who's considered an SJW, and not everyone who's part of the alt-right movement is a bad person who's a dick and, who's closed-minded. It's just the most extreme people of those movements that make it stinky and bad for everybody, right?
Okay. He kind of tripped and fumbled into it, but okay, fair enough. But I mean, I think the guy was talking about like the extreme ends of that. I don't think he really meant specific people. He would have probably named them. Probably not, but whatever. He shouldn't be talking about this. People are here to watch him play fucking video games, and he's talking about fucking SJW, alt-right, politics, and all this stuff. Like, who fucking watches this guy for this? Oh my god.
Seriously. There's nothing wrong with people who like blue cheese, ladies and gentlemen. However, when you put blue cheese on everything, it becomes disgusting. Maybe every once in a while, I'd like blue cheese on a nice buffalo chicken sandwich, or maybe a salad here or there. But when you put blue cheese on my chocolate bar, I'm probably going to barf all over you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem with those people who are so extremist, right?
Extreme.
Okay. Shout out to King of Hypocrisy, who did a 10-bit cheer. He says, what do you think of the It movie reboot? Did you see the original TV movie with Tim Curry? Yes, I did.
It was a miniseries.
In fact, I've seen it many times. In fact,
I mean, I
might even own it. I think I do own it. I like that movie a lot. Although there's some cheesy parts to it.
I don't like the later half. The early parts.
It's really well done. It has a good cast, and even though it is more B movie, it certainly doesn't have the production value of, say, a really high profile horror movie. It's still really well done. You know, Stephen King. You can say whatever you want about Stephen King, but Stephen King is a really good writer. You know, he's maybe wrote some really shitty stuff too, but he's written a lot of good stuff in his time, and it is one of his better stories. So, the thing is with this movie, what they're doing is they split the story of it into two separate movies. Okay, so for those who are interested in periods, there's a group of kids to face the goal with them as kids. There is adults. See how that goes, but theaters probably not. But that's to Stuart 360.
Here we go. Here we go.
Here we go. $2 tip, and he says, I'm disappointed in you for suggesting that people who didn't like A Night in the Woods didn't like it because they were bigoted. The game sucked and was awful to watch, plain and simple. You should take that back. All right.
Yeah, like, we watched that. Did he sound like he was talking about specific people or a group of people? It sounded like he kind of directed it towards his viewers. Like, okay, we're gonna go on a little field trip, guys. Twitter. Dragon Killer. We're gonna go to Dragon Killer. Dragon Killer got it. He got the goods. Not that. Where is it? I'm really interested in continuing Night in the Woods, but viewers seem to hate this game. Shit all over it. I don't know why. What a shame. Again, does that look like he kind of specified a certain group? No, he just said viewers. Okay, good. That was the, like, let's go back here.
And you'll see more of them today. Well, not today, but maybe. But I was actually kind of murder and no mystery in the 90 minutes of it that I played. Okay. I don't know what happened, because as I was playing it, a bunch of people appeared in the stream chat and
a bunch of people appeared in the stream chat. Again, doesn't make it any distinction between people who are reviewers or whatever.
First of all, it's my opinion, and I don't have to take it back because you don't agree with my opinion. Again, talk about being closed-minded.
I don't have to take back what I said or try to clarify what I said. You just have to accept it and enjoy it, okay? How dare you tell me that I have to actually think about what I have to say beforehand. Way to be closed-minded, okay? Don't. Yeah, because it's closed-minded to be more critical of what you say, Phil. Yeah, because it's so open. It's such an open mind to just accept what you say at face value. Okay.
If you don't agree with what I say, okay. Agree to disagree. Demand that I take it back. That's an incredibly immature mindset to have. Okay, it just is. Being real here, dude.
Says the guy who went on a long-ass tangent about this. Yeah, okay.
All right. Now, by the way, you obviously weren't listening. Because that's not what I said. I didn't say that everyone who was saying the game was bad was being nasty and toxic. I said the people were being toxic, coming in saying, it's bad because it's an SJW furry game. And I was looking and I couldn't literally...
But, like, you didn't make that distinction very clear then. So then maybe instead of just shitting on Stuart for saying that, you could have just clarified what you said, just in case he didn't get it. But instead, you are mocking Stuart, which actually I'm all for, because Stuart's a fucking idiot, so there you go, I mean...
I couldn't find any logic to the people in stream chat who were being nasty about Night in the Woods. It wasn't like they were saying, oh, this game is only 10 hours long and 5 hours of it is boring and walking around, nothing's happening. Nothing like that. Instead, it was, this game's SJW, this game, you know, there's lesbians, homosexuals, bad because of that. That's what I'm talking about. It's a completely different situation. All right?
Man,
if someone actually says, I don't like this game, I think it's boring, that's different. That's not what was happening when I was playing the game. I was there and I was reading the stream chat, and that's not what was going on. It was just a really negative, nasty...
Phil has a bad habit of putting words in people's mouths, because, I mean, back when I had a forum account on his stupid-ass website, for his forum, I suggested him to play Dark Souls without looking at chat or whatever, and make decisions on his own. And he took that as me saying that I demand him to play a game a certain way, and that he's playing the game wrong, which I never said in my post. I literally just said I think it'd be more entertaining if he played it this way, but that's just a suggestion, and that's that. But instead, he decided to put words in my mouth. So I really don't take what he says that seriously when he says what other people said in his chat, because he doesn't really accurately portray what they say, because he's not that good of a person.
Preconceived notion mindset about the game. Okay.
Okay.
So that is kind of, I mean, obviously, Stuart, you're someone who's here for the streams all the time. I do appreciate your input, but you have to understand, you're having a very closed-minded mindset, telling me to change what I said based off of the fact that maybe you didn't like the game and now you feel offended.
I love that. He's calling Stuart closed-minded for saying that he doesn't like the game and all that, while he's telling everyone that they're closed-minded for not liking the game.
I wasn't even saying that to you. I was saying it for people who were being very bigoted about it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And now people are coming to the stream chat and they're like, what's going on? What's he talking about? Well, you missed the earlier conversation, I guess. All right.
All right, that's it for this video. There's no time for me to do the special video. I'll do that later. I'll do that another day or later tonight or something. I don't know. Who knows? Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.